Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, baby.
One more?
Yeah.
Beautiful shot. That green. Keep going. How many did you put? 3?
2.
So let's take a look at it real quick. To load it, push forward on this little button right here, drop the 38 Smith & Wesson shell down in there, push it forward again, and she's loaded. Now I had a safe, this is fire. Now these were not cocked, so it was relatively safe condition anyway, but what you would have to do is you would have this on the right hand. You didn't have a left hand version of this, but only a right hand. The force of the impact of your hand upon the person that you hit would trigger the firing pin to come out. You can see that right there. So you had to hit them pretty hard for it to actually hit the primer and do anything. Originally this was designed to use a 410 shotgun shell, but the force behind that would, I would imagine, probably tear that off of the glove.
Yeah.
And it's just it's pretty neat, but what good it would have done, I don't know. Other than making it real good for use in a movie.
Boy, it's something you'd wear a lot and use very little, I think.
Yeah. But
wow.
I think the main thing behind this was there have been some small documented cases of these being used by CBs where they were given out to them, but they never did put them to use. Because trying to get a handgun or a rifle or whatever, whenever you've got a shovel or something like that, you have this on the hand and then something happens and
well, sure.
whatever.
CB's always got their gloves on anyway.
Yeah.
They're doing actual work.
But really no documented cases of it ever being used.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I would hate to have that on my hand.
Other than the movie, I mean.
Yeah, other than the movie. But a really unique piece, not a whole lot of them around, but they were not OSS or spies, secret operations.
Not very inconspicuous.
Yeah.
Terry, the Savile Bobby's the way after you.
How do I get the magazine out? Really pretty much a novelty. Just unscrew the barrel. You can place your round in here and just slide it in like this. We're not going to fire it right now, so I'm going to just, and once you put your cartridge in, just go ahead and tighten it back up. Once it's tightened, you want to pull it out and then pull it down like this. And that's what changes it from any other weapon. If you could fire this straight, this would be regulated by the ATF. Because it does hook right here and it looks familiar as a gun, even though it doesn't really look much like a gun. You've got your trigger right here. Now, one thing we found is once you load it, there's no guard here, so you got to be really careful. And then, of course, you can just fire it right here just by pushing the trigger in the up position. Once it's fired, you can't fire it again until you go through this whole process. So then we pull it back up, straighten it, bring it all the way to where this comes together. And then we just remove our barrel. And that way you can reload that way. So it's a really cumbersome loading process. It is, again, a latch ditch effort, or obviously more of a novelty than anything else, but a very cool historical design.
Also, I had to find, one time they wanted me to find out if there was such a thing as a poison that was undetectable, especially one that seemed to mimic a heart attack, that would kill someone, but it would appear that they had a heart attack. I did find such a thing.
Does this pistol fire the dart?
Yes, it does, Mr. Chairman, and a special one was developed which potentially would be able to enter the target without perception.
The poison was frozen into some sort of dart, and then it was shot at very high speed into the person. So when it reached the person, it would melt inside them, and the only thing would be like one little tiny red dot on their body, which was hard to detect. There wouldn't be a needle left or anything like that in the person.